So, so Jesse is probably wrecked, and I'm probably relatively fine.
Jesse is completely ruined. Ruined! The cleric has given her some poultice and some vapors to inhale.
Yeah, so
You're a cruel, cruel man, Wolf.
Jesse, you started the drinking. You're the one who ordered in the whiskey. I mean the vodka. Anyways, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go shave, and then I, go outside or wherever it is, where there's some water, and I proceed to shave.
Crocodile Dundee style.
With a sigh.
No, with my battle axe. No. I assume I have some kind of shaving kit.
Okay, right, so, the day after, Jessie is quite destroyed. She's being on life support by the cleric. All seems fine. And Alexandra informs you that you can collect the reward at the peacekeeper's office. She doesn't mind doing that.
In the capital.
It's more likely they'll have this amount of money in the capital, so I'm not even going to try the local one.
Okay.
She also says that you can either tag along with her to see the process, or you can go to the guild hall to get officially joined. You will need a guild sigil and to sign the oath.
Well, I might as well join you and tag along and see what happens. Curious to know how the bureaucracy works, if nothing else. If we get some time alone, during breakfast or when people are moving, so I looked at her like, so I heard that Abel is not quite as missing as you led me on to believe.
Who did you talk to? He's the most missing you can be.
Well, he's dead, so we know he's in the Night Vault.
Well, I mean, he's not dead like we're dead on Earth, like we die.
No, I know.
He's just very far away, and we can go and get him.
Alex, I understand. All I'm saying is, I will help you if you want me to.
I'd really like your help.
That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. This is more than I could ever expect of anyone in my life.
What are friends for? So I stretch out.
Oh God, you smell! Oh dear God, when was the time you had a shower last?
I don't know.
I can tell.
Well, I did wash after I dismembered a boar.
But that was another body.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. I tried to remember. When was the last this body had a shower?
Back when you were traveling for the Green Wilds, there was a nice looking waterfall. That was like a month and a half.
I'm like, oh God. Holy shit. Previous me was awful. So I go out to the well and I use copious amount of water to.
Things fall out of your hair.
Oh.
Ew.
Alex, I'm so happy you guys have running hot water at the guild hall.
Yeah, well. Alright, so the party picks up and you head out to Hazurium. So it takes you half a day to get there. So you're there in time for lunch, actually.
By the way, I carry Jesse's pack and stuff.
That's so considerate of you.
It's like a walking party. They don't have like horses and stuff.
Two of them had horses, but they're mostly used for sort of like, the head of the griffin and like equipment, because they don't travel in full battle gear. They're armored, just not full battle gear.
So they have pack horses.
Yes.
I carry my eggs.
They're now both yours, apparently, huh?
Well,
I actually say to you, like, they're both yours now, huh?
you want to take care of one of them? Don't you think it's just better to keep them together and then we'll just ride them when we manage to figure that out?
Yeah, sure.
Both what? What now?
Oh,
Nobody told you!
Mara didn't tell you about the griffin eggs we have?
Griffin eggs?
You didn't tell them yesterday?
I thought I did, but I guess no one pays attention to me.
This is a
I know you came back from like the griffin nest, but you were talking about other things and.
Yeah, no, there were 4 griffin eggs. The 4 of us got 2, and then the rest got the other 2.
Oh. So omelettes?
Well, I don't think there are that much egg left in them. I think they're actually almost about to hatch. So,
Hey,
since,
little murder machines. Cool.
Well, if we can find some like manuals on how to tame your dragon.
Do you have any skills with animals, Emily? Or Mira?
No. Why would I
Okay.
have that? I have a survival lore.
No, well, that could be something like that.
As your next advancement, you can always buy a new skill.
Yeah.
What the hell did I want to say? No, because otherwise it's it's not gonna. You just sort of wing it.
But if we find a book or other information, we can have that as an asset for.
You probably spend the time traveling and talking to the ranger about how you would go about taming a wild animal.
From birth. I mean,
Sorry?
from birth. It's not like I'm gonna capture a
no,
grown
exactly.
Italian or something. So.
No, exactly. But you talk about it basically on the way. So you pick up things like you need to feed it, and they'll sort of accept you as your mother and stuff like that.
Does
And no,
Surium have a griffin guard or any such?
they have the peacekeepers, Griffin Guard.
No, if it's happened before and this is like the capital of the world.
Oh, sure. It's
They might
happened
have some.
before.
Yeah, I mean they might have some manuals, or we'll talk to some of the peacekeepers.
Maybe they know.
Maybe they know.
Or they might throw us out because fuck you, you have griffins in your possession.
Well, they're
We
not.
have eggs.
There might be stillborns.
Yeah.
Never mind that I can feel them moving in there.
It was a little bit funny now actually when I was reading because it says here that griffins found as chicks can be trained to, and I read it. Griffins found as chicks can be bear riders. I'm like, wait, what? And I read it again. It's like, oh, they can bear riders as mounts. Okay. So it's like, what? Bear riders?
We're just gonna make sure that our griffins are healthy and strong enough to carry 2 of us.
Good luck.
That could happen.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I mean, couldn't you just learn a fly spell, Def?
Or a levitation spell and just hold on.
Well, maybe.
Possibly a lavatory spell.
I mean, of course I can.
That's the spirit.
Yes, those lavatory spells. I mean, no wait.
I think they could come in handy. Right, so some facts about the Citadel. It's the largest city in the Queendom that bears the same name, and quite possibly in all of Ordain. It serves as the capital of the nation, where Queen Elandine resides. There's more than 100,000 people that live in the Citadel, which is built like a single immense fortress. Fixed stone walls protect a many-storied interior of hidden verandas and porches, stairs and catwalks. And at the top, the partly translucent diamond hall, where the queen holds court. So the castle at the top of this is diamond. different districts are scattered amongst multiple levels, so it can be quite confusing to newcomers. Because, well, there's a certain way of numbering it, and Dragon Slayer is explaining to you that the addresses go from the top to bottom. So, for example, the Diamond Hall is 1, and the ground level is 33. And, for example, the Common Market, which you will be able to find, is East 33, meaning on the ground level east. Whereas the Noble Market is on levels 2, 3, and 4. What else is there to know about philosophy? Right.
So the higher and more in the middle, the more exclusive.
Absolutely.
So where is our guild hall?
On level 4.
Not bad.
Well, we're not just commoners. We're armed commoners.
Indeed we are. Indeed
with
we
licenses. So the streets and homes are brilliantly lit by day and festively lit by night by enchanted lamps that redistribute the light gathered by the Diamond Hall. So the lighting system in this citadel is highly reliant on crystals, which is probably why the crystal mine is just a day's walk from here, and where all of its wares go.
So before we go into the city, I want to go to the river.
What river? There's a
The
river?
one on the map of Ordain, there's a river right by the citadel.
Yeah, okay.
And I want to dump the golem parts into it.
You know, all the rivers go into Oceanus in the end, but I guess that'll be somebody else's problem.
Well, some parts are still there in the mine.
Oh, that's true.
I want some for research.
Yeah, keep those then.
I mean, I dumped like a pretty big rock from it, and we have some smaller bits that Daef and Mara can look at.
So this is the picture I show you is the gate you arrive through. You know, and this is a really big city. So the hustle and bustle starts reminding you of like bigger cities on Earth, like New York, London, Stockholm. It fucking sucks. Anyway, there are. So you guys said that you're gonna tag along with Alex. I mean, she's the only one. Maybe Alex and. Let's say, well, Jesse is a little bit out of order, so Ulag will tag along and do the heavy lifting of the Griffin's head, and the rest of them go back to the guild hall and sort of load off the equipment and maybe take a shower and stuff like that. So all of you going with Alex?
Yes.
All right. The peacekeepers, which is the local sort of police force, are mostly what are they called? Those locals, aliens. Forgot their name. Queflim. Yeah, exactly.
Kephilim.
Yeah, Queflim. I call them because I can't pronounce anything else. They're basically the main, you know, there's the Royal Guard, but there's the Peacekeepers' main force is just basically police, guardsmen, and all of that. A lot of them are Queflim, previously Queflim of War, meaning they're excellent warriors, but there's also plenty of humans that join the rank. This Queflim outpost, which you go to, is a bigger one, and not just a small guardhouse, but a big structure built into a white marble-like wall, with actually a lot of adventurers coming here to claim their rewards. So there's a reception hall with carpets and waiting lines, and a lot of imagine like bank teller sort of, I want to say kiosks, but more like desks, where the adventurers queue up and show whatever they claim and get rewarded.
We all see the new Star Wars movie. A quarter ration.
Yeah, a bit like that, but there's a bunch of those. I haven't actually thought of that at all. So anyway, yeah.
While we're waiting, I sort of ask, so how many different groups are active in the Dragon Slayers at the same time? Is it just the 6 of you usually go out, or do the other members also go on their own quests?
We're the main battle group. I think we're the most experienced, but I mean, there's 20 of us. So depending on the size of the group, we usually can mount between 4 and 5 simultaneous quests at the same time. I remember I've heard you talking about how we split the proceeds, and it's quite simple. The guild, the reward for the quest, and all the loot and any other monetary gains gathered during a quest are split evenly between the party members, where the guild counts as one party member. That money covers the upkeep of the hall, the equipment upkeep, any sort of guild fee, and the cost of living, food at the guild, and anything else that you can need and will receive for free from the guild.
So basically, if the 4 of us went on a mission, we would split the money 5 ways, where the guild gets a 5th.
Exactly. And the benefit for that money, you get to use. First of all, you get access to being a chartered
We lost
group of.
Patrick.
We did?
Yes.
I will invite him again. So, I mean, the 20-odd members, I mean, we were 25 in the Dragon Slayers. We're 24 now. Plus
Yeah.
3 more. So, 27 Dragon Slayers and 20 from CERN, you said?
Yes.
So, what do they do? Are they mostly just...
Cook, clean, repair
Research.
armor, research indeed. They do administrative work. That they like.
Okay.
They're entirely supported by the adventuring parties, so their sort of upkeep goes from our rewards. They do, however. I mean, we have a brilliant merchant who really can get more out of most stuff than you'd expect possible, and we have a bunch of invested parties, so to say. Wow, I'm tired. So anyway, once you are at the clerk, it's a Queflim, Alexandra gives her a parchment where she reads up the quest. She hands over the griffin's head, which is put into sort of a magical bag of holding. Basically disappears into a sack, which then seems flat. And Alexandra also uses her ring, which has a sort of crest or a signet ring, to seal a wax seal. And she's presented with 2 huge bags of golden coins.
Crowns.
Yeah, crowns, of golden crowns. Yeah, and you're done. You're ready to go back to the guild.
Are there any wanted posters?
Absolutely. There's a board with a bunch of them pinned up.
Am I amongst them?
You take a quick look, and it doesn't seem like anybody with your picture isn't there.
Excellent. Excellent. Well then, carry on.
Hmm? Well then, she doesn't want to deal 100 crowns here in the clerk and take time, so she just says that we'll split the money back at the guild.
So since we were 10 people,
many of them left. So you're only 6 people here.
Yeah, but we're splitting it 10 ways, and then 11 for the actual guild.
Yeah.
So it's 2,000 divided by 11.
Which is exactly
181.
yes.
0.81818181. I think.
Never seen so much money.
So you all get 181 crowns.
Woohoo!
You can add that to your stash.
I don't know what to do with myself.
Actually, you do. You remember, you specifically remember right now, the reason why you joined up with this adventuring party going through the wildlands was to get you to Hazurium. The reason was that, okay, so we've talked about this off topic, but I'm going to update everybody, including the people watching online. So Mira is from the Green Wilds. It's a very sort of untamed area, big lush forest, where a lot of Sark reside. Sark are fallen Queflim who they're not really sentient. Imagine like zombies, but without the slowness. Maybe more like ghouls. They've lost their way so far that they do not regain their sentience. And I see Mike is screen sharing. Exactly. That's where the Green Wilds are. So Mira is working for the Oracle of the Green Wilds. The Oracle has taken many forms throughout the years, currently being a huge snake. And I believe the snake sings different prophecies. And that's what's generally known. Now, what you know personally, Mira, the reason for your trip to Hazurium was that the Queen has summoned for the Oracle to appear in Hazurium. And since the Oracle never leaves the Green Wilds, she sent you in her stead so that you can be your official envoy to the Queen. You have means of communicating backwards to the Oracle if such a need would arise.
I can't believe I forgot about all of this.
Well, you didn't really forget about this. This is something we discussed sort of. There's a dog and many cats talking, and my neighbor here. Sorry, I got distracted. So yeah, so this is nothing you've forgotten. It's just something we're bringing to attention of the rest of the group. This is something we sort of talked about loosely outside about Emily's character. This is Mira's background, so to say.
Yes, well, I suppose I can still come to the guild and like getting an official like.
Thumbs up.
I was thinking like a little sticker for my outfit. And
really
before we actually leave for anything else, I must speak with whatever adversary the Queen lets me speak to. I'm not sure I get to speak directly to her.
Emissary, I think.
Oh.
Not adversary. Might be.
That would be interesting.
All right. So directly after you leave the Peacemaker's office or guardhouse, a man, a wizard, he's wearing white robes, carrying a staff, has a red shirt underneath, and one of those coifs, I think it's called. You know these fluffy things around the neck? Is that called a coif?
I have no idea.
Not sure.
Do you know which one I mean? But do
the
you know what I mean?
color.
You mean the classy things that people in old paintings have?
Yes.
Hmm?
I'm just gonna see if I can bring up a picture. No, that's not a coif. That's completely not a coif. Let's see.
You mean those big white, fluffy, I mean, not fluffy, but collars out of fabric?
Exactly that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find some pictures where I could. There's a bunch of them in Orlais in Dragon Age Inquisition. Oh, I think I found one. Yes, perfect. So this is an extreme one, but it gives you the idea. I'm gonna post it in. Actually, I can screen share that, right?
Yeah.
How do I do that? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Do you guys see it? The lady there is wearing an extreme one
Yeah.
on her neck. This guy has it a little bit smaller, so it doesn't really stick out from underneath his head. He has a short-cut beard, sort of blonde slash gray because of his advanced age, and is balding on the top of his head. He seems well kept, and the staff suggests. Well, the staff isn't natural. It's a metal staff, finely sculpted. So he doesn't strike you as a druid, more of a city mage. Excuse me, adventurers. Might I have a word with? He points at with his hand at Patrick's character. With you for a second.
With me?
Yes.
Why, certainly, my good man. What would you like to discuss?
Well, perhaps you'd be willing to accompany me for a meal or perhaps a drink? I wish to discuss a potential job for an adventurer.
Well, sure, why not?
All right then, Shadow. We'll see you back at the guild, says Alexandra.
Was Center 4? Was it the address?
No, West 4.
West 4.
You're getting the hang of it.
Yeah, well, in my business, knowing addresses is crucial.
What's your business?
The business. Now, sir, you wanted a meeting, you said?
Yes.
Post business.
Let's just walk over to the Calm Waters. It's a nice tavern here around the corner, which I know quite well. So what brings you to Azurium? He makes small talk, and you start talking basically when you're walking to the tavern. His pace is quite slow, and he walks supporting himself, not really, but like sort of using the staff as an actual staff, walking stick, and not only as a mage's paraphilia.
Well, I try to be vague without lying. So it's like, oh well, we had to turn in a reward, and we're getting some transportation. Not really saying, when or where or why.
Ah, which adventuring party do you belong with?
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't recognize the one we were talking here. Me and my friends are joining the Dragon Slayers.
Ah, congratulations. I wasn't aware that they're taking on new members. They seem quite exclusive.
Yeah, well, when they see good talent, I suppose they...
And you've no aspirations of joining the Black Moon Explorers?
The Black Moon Explorers.
Yes, I'm sure you've heard of them.
I have, and just as you said about the Dragon Slayer, I wasn't aware they were looking for people.
Usually they're not, but they've recently opened up their doors again, which is quite interesting. Maybe finally they found a way to achieve their ultimate goal.
What would that be? Never heard
You
of
don't know.
No.
It's in the name. Black Moon Explorers?
Oh, they want to travel and explore the moon?
Indeed. It's a huge ambition. Wish them the best of luck, but personally, I think it's a bit far-fetched.
Indeed.
So you arrive at the tavern,
Yeah.
order some drinks, and you find a nice secluded scenic place.
Mm.
So, my dear man, what's your name?
Samum.
Samum. That sounds familiar. Samum. No, I don't believe we've met previously. Is that correct?
That is correct.
No,
It's a common name. You might be mistaking with someone else.
Ha! It's funny you should say that. Actually, see, I've met. Well, have you recently had any problems with maybe cases of mistaken identity?
Oh, no, well, yeah, but I just have one of those faces. Type 37B. I mean, it's common features. People mistake me for other people all the time.
Oh, my dear friend, you don't know how right you are. So he takes out a book and
50 Shades of Someone.
starts showing you, I mean, illustrations. There's paintings and just sketches. So he opens the book, and there's, on each page, there's a drawing of a person with your exact face, in different settings. So here, this is Master Stagbasher, the local stables keep. And here on this page, this is Lord Ravenless, also in Azorium, banker. And on this page, we have Master Hogtide, which I've met in my travels, and Master Prideblower, Mr. Rosenstar. So many, so very many. And they all, of course, have your face.
I must draw you.
Well, a handsome bunch to be sure, but
A sleazy bunch, to be sure, you mean.
He gives you the eye of irritation. It's like, is that all you can say about discovering that your face has so many exact copies across all of Ordain?
I was trying to, be cool about it, but yes, it's very disturbing. I am not as a unique snowflake as I would like to think.
He lifts up his hand, which is adorned with a bunch of rings, and then he turns one of them, and the illusion that has been covering his face also falls away, and you are now sitting against. Yes, you're sitting on the other side of the table from your mirror image, besides the clothing.
That is a really cool ring.
It's quite common. I just want to assure you this is my real face. I've been investigating us for quite some time. 10 years, more or less, ever since I've become familiar with the phenomena.
I see. Well, you can't have been the first to discover this, though.
Possibly not. I've been in contact with the peacekeepers, and their official stance on the matter is that maybe...
All humans look alike?
Not quite, but they don't see us as a threat. In their mind, there's no indication that we pose any danger to anybody besides any more than a normal individual would. We're not affiliated, associated, organized. Just one of those things. 74 individuals across all of our Danes sharing the exact same face. 75 now that I found you.
That is interesting.
May I ask if you have a weird birthmark on your genital?
Anyway. Speaking of that, do you know of any...
Do you do all of body portraits or only facial?
Because I ran into this really strange man back in... what was the name of that town?
Korimeru.
Korimeru. I was accused of being the shadow and of having slept with one of the local noblewomen. Whilst the perpetrator, one of us, I suspect, had a curious birthmark in a private region.
He starts. He twists the ring again to sort of put back on his illusion face. It's like, you understand, I don't want to unsettle the other patrons, but Korimeru, you say? I seem to. Yes, here. There's a Alan Landgrave, a sir.
Oh no,
nobleman.
It's not him.
How do you mean?
Well, I thought it was him too, so... Well, rather I was investigating the matter because I didn't want to... I didn't like being accused of crimes I didn't commit, so I had him turned over to the peacekeepers, and apparently I'm not very well liked there anymore.
Oh, well, I think that's a problem that you might find reoccurring now that you're in a town with at least 4 of us. I mean, all of us are upstanding citizens, and I hope you follow suit.
Well, obviously, I mean, you don't join a high-ranking guild such as the Dragon Slayers by being underhanded.
I do believe they have a quite skilled rogue and assassin in their ranks.
Oh,
Assassin.
such a crude term. I mean, monster slayers to be sure, but assassin. No.
Well, I mean no ill offense, but you understand I'm literally defending my own reputation.
I can see that.
Well, unfortunately, I can't tell you anything about the origin of this phenomenon. I've found 75 of us now, and unfortunately, I have not managed to do much more besides cataloging. There's no magical reason for me to discern that would say that we're related or give us any other proper reason to being so much alike. I welcome all the help you can offer if you're interested. But to be fair, besides the uncanny resemblance, it's not much of a bother. It's more of a hobby of mine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do agree it's a most interesting phenomena. And if I do come across anything more about our origin, I would gladly share it with you. But tell me, how would I contact you? And also, where can I get one of those rings? Because that's really nifty.
Oh, I can craft one for you for mere 500 crowns.
I suppose I'll have to wait a while then. I don't quite have this much on me.
Don't worry about it. As long as you're part of an adventuring guild as successful as the Dragon Slayers, the crowns should start rolling in quite handsomely and soon. My name is Drevras, and you can find my laboratory on 20 East.
Thank you very much, then.
It was a pleasure meeting myself again.
The same.
Quite handsome fellow.
Right back at you.
Yes.
If I do meet any more of us on our travels, I'll make sure to make notes and have them sent to you as well to improve on the catalog.
Most appreciated. I'll chip in a discount on the ring.
Would be most appreciated.
All right.
Well then, Drevras. To us.
Yes, to the great and mighty. We don't have a name.
You should work on that.
I really should.
The generics.
Jean-Eric. Yes. Anyway, you have the address for the guild hall, so you'll manage to get there. Back at the guild hall, it's a cozy building. You seem to have heard that there was some sort of guild of restaurant keepers or cooks or something like that previously, which the guild has bought up, the Dragon Slayers. It's a big building. I mean, the first level is sort of a dining hall and the kitchens. In the basement, there are trading rooms for both mages and warriors alike. And then there's the first floor with sort of administrative and offices, and then 2 floors that follow for personal rooms and sort of like common sleeping rooms. Like I mentioned, most of the adventurer parties are out right now doing other jobs, but there's 20 people here who are very, very happy to see more people from Earth around. They ask you about where you've been and stuff you've done, and they're very surprised to hear that you've only been away.
Or being here.
Yeah, and that you've only been away from Earth for what you feel is around a week, because all of them have been here for 3 to 4 months, varying a little bit between them.
I suppose we are the only ones who had a pit stop on the way.
Yeah, it seems like that. Everybody else that arrived directly at Ordain.
So if there are any members of the Dragon Slayers, I say hi and, like, it's really fun to see them again. Otherwise, I'm taking a shower and changing and washing my clothes.
Well, before you do all of that, Alexandra says, I want you to officially sign in at the guild, so there's no sort of preference treatment and stuff like that. So I'm just going to introduce you to our Master of Records, Mr. Jason Royster.
CERN or...
Sorry?
Is he from CERN or Dragon Slayer?
He's from CERN.
Okay.
And Zol, you actually recognize that name perfectly. He was your supervisor at CERN.
Oh no!
You enter the room where he's sitting behind the desk, and he looks up at you and goes like, "Ha! Well, I never thought I would say that I'm not happy to see someone from Earth make it, but there you are, Mr. What the fuck was your name?
Raphael. What was your last name, Zol?
Lambert.
Yeah.
Raphael
Yeah.
Lambert.
Raphael Lambert. And nonetheless, it's like Alexandra gets all upset. It's like, what could you possibly say such a horrible thing? And he goes like, well, Mr. Lambert over there is quite a nuisance, and I'm not pleased at all that you found your way all the way into the guild. I wonder who you bribed to get this far.
I'm shocked. I don't know really how to respond, so...
Well, I mean, Mr. Lambert was Mr. Lambert here, as maybe he has, I'm sure he hasn't informed you, was doing security detail whilst the accident at CERN happened. I would not be the least surprised if he is in some way involved, if most likely simply by overlooking whatever caused the accidents by his incredible incompetence.
I'm just looking at the dive.
I'm contemplating whether I just leave the room. I am too tired, but I can't stand that guy.
Yep. Alexandra goes all fired up. He's like, Jason, this is unacceptable behavior. If you want to remain as your post, I mean, your personal feelings and personal history needs to be put aside. We're all castaways from Earth, and we need to see collaboration. If you're not willing to help everybody, then I'm not interested in having you as part of the guild. And he goes, very well, Miss whatever her last name is. Jones. I'm just warning you. You're bringing in, and you're inviting ruin upon ours if you let that man join this guild. Our chances of making it back home are diminished. However, I am the better man, and I shall do my job.
Really? You don't seem like the better man. You seem like the pettier man.
Pettier. You have no idea how much trouble Mr. Lambert has caused. I mean, I was just about to fire him before the incident. I wish I did. Maybe we've all been home by now if I did. I only can blame myself for all of this, I suppose.
That makes no sense. He hasn't been here before. So he can't have had any effect on anything up until now.
I meant back at CERN.
You mean you wouldn't have been here?
Yes. If we had a competent security detail who could pick up whoever caused this horrible accident or sabotage, more likely. Anyway, the paperwork is all done. Here are the rings. I need your name here, here, and there. And if somebody could hand this bit of paper over to Mr. Lambert and give him the ring upon signing, I shall catalog and document all of this, and you are all very welcome to the guild grounds.
How long is the term and condition? Is it actually readable, or is it just going to be like a...
No, it's just one sheet of one pergament of paper, so it's maybe like this big. You can read it easily in like 5 minutes.
I want to read it before I sign it.
Yeah, same. I looked at Alex. What name should I sign with?
Ordained name.
Yeah, well, I read. Does it say anything terrible?
No, it basically says that the queen... oh, shit, her name.
The queen, shit her name.
No, my
her name.
Elandine, I think she's called.
Huh?
Elandine. The Queen Elandine has bestowed guild status upon the group known as the Dragon Slayers, and it is within their own capacity to keep a guild sort of charter of competent colleagues, and the guild is sort of collectively responsible for their members. If somebody like commits crime and stuff like that, that are, you know, if it's basically if any of you turns rogue, it's up to the guild to stop you, and if the guild fails that, they will be disbanded and taken, you know, brought to responsibility for the actions of its members. It doesn't say anything about, you know, splitting loot or anything. It's just that you work as a sort of organized unit, you share the responsibility, and you are allowed to take official quests.
Well, sounds good to me, man. I trust Alex, so I just skim through it, and it doesn't say anything like I sell my soul to anyone in particular, so I just sign her.
I think Alexandra just gives you the paper and it's like, I'm very sorry about Jason. He's never reacted like that to anybody. I'm gonna keep having a stern talk with him. But is it true you were security at CERN?
Yes, I was a computer. I was in charge of the IT security.
Well, that seems fascinating. I mean, we have at least 2 people from CERN in your group, and there's 5 more non-visitors here. I mean, we should really put our heads together and start maybe puzzling what possibly could have gone wrong there and caused that accident.
Yes,
Thank you.
we should.
I mean, I'm gonna see to it that, I mean, Jason is mostly just in that room. He does administrative work, so as long as we're adventuring, you'll never have to deal with him. I'm so sorry. I hope it's. I mean,
it's all right. I can imagine that he has had a troubling youth and problems with personal issues. It's quite all right. I can understand.
Must have been really tough working with him.
Well,
Yes.
yes.
If you're still interested, we would really like to have you in the Dragon Slayers. I mean, you're a very powerful mage. The Griffin with 1 magic bolt, it's amazing.
Well, child's play, you know, but of course I would like to join.
I'm a smith. Metallurgy is my magic, so I leave the fireworks to you guys. Here, sign, and you'll receive your official guild signet.
So I read it, and I feel like I want to, if I can, without her noticing, can I try to see if there is some kind of invisible ink or something?
Absolutely. You can roll a roll of shit. I'm looking for a character. There's many of them there. That you had this arcane. You can roll that against a difficulty of 5.
Okay.
Do you use any effort, Zol?
Yes. I would also like to use the asset, the griffin feathers.
Absolutely. That might be difficult to do stealthily. So maybe you just excuse yourself from her. It's like, okay, I would just like to read through this, like in private.
Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned that. I feel kind of tired. I would like to. I will return this to you when I'm.
When I've read it and signed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I understand completely. And I'll pass it on to Jason. You won't have to deal with him.
Thank you. Most.
Whoop whoop.
And I rolled a 6, so it's not depleted.
Cool.
Yay!
So there's a very strong enchantment on this piece of paper. It's hidden beyond an illusion, which you can easily see through. The piece of paper is entirely covered by a glowing symbol. It's the royal crest.
Mm.
It glows with a blue light once you've removed the illusion. So basically you figure out that this is simply the sort of watermark of this world, a hidden glyph, which probably can make it very, very hard for any charter like this to be falsified. But otherwise than that, there are no extra conditions or hidden clauses on that. The text on the paper remains unchanged.
Okay, so I feel that I can trust this.
Yes, I mean, there's no reason to think otherwise besides quite healthy paranoia.
Okay. So I sign it.
Yeah, absolutely. You hand it back to Alexandra, and you are officially handed over the signet. So if I could just take and say that, okay, we sort of jumble back in time, or jumble time, and see that, okay, we're going to take the scene where Mira went to the peacekeepers, and she said that she has a missive to see the queen, and they actually arranged an audience, and you are entering the grand hall, which probably is the day after. Sorry?
Is she doing it alone, or are we with her?
You can come with her if you want. I mean, if you're just like her, you're city officials now, as you're part of an official guild. So there's no like, oh, the people aren't worried that you're gonna assassinate the queen or something. And plus, there's the most powerful warriors and mages in that room as well. So even if you try something, haha, good luck.
Yeah. So I would probably buy, the day before, I'd probably buy not sturdy but nice-ish clothes. So something that I feel I could wear before the queen.
Yeah.
But still would use out in the field.
Yeah, you have the right to wear nice clothing. If nice clothing, you can't afford nice clothing will be provided for you.
But yeah,
Weird thing.
I go there because I feel it'll be interesting, if nothing else.
I scope out the place. I mean, attend.
So the crystal, the diamond, what was it called? The Diamond Palace at the top of it. It's hard not to think of Never-Ending Story. It's really like at the top of the whole building. A nice palace made of diamond, and the main hall is just so grand with these enormous pillars stretching all the way up to the arched ceiling. The red carpet goes all the way through the room, up the stairs to the throne, on which Queen Elendine resides. And behind her, an enormous crystal, the size of perhaps a building, is floating, emanating brilliant light that is then later dispersed throughout the palace and onto the many, many, many crystals amongst the city. So in fact, quite literally, the seat of power in Hazurium is the source of light for the city. the queen looks. I mean, the queen is not only a woman of fashion, but also a pragmatic woman. You notice that her clothing is very stylized, but also not entirely encompassing, so she can perform, let's say, defensive actions. There's a bit of ornate armor woven into her dress, so she doesn't seem like a hands-off monarch, if you understand what I mean.
Well, if I know how to, I do a proper courtesy. Otherwise, I do a half-assed, I think, proper courtesy.
I think you're more of the people that would bow anyway. But if you want to do a courtesy,
I don't think courtesy specifies how you do it. I think a man can courtesy and a woman can courtesy. It just means that you do it in the proper way that you should. But fine. I don't go down my forehead to the floor unless I know that that's what everyone is supposed to do.
So the room is filled with guards and other nobles that petition the queen. And when you walk into the room, the herald announces you as Mira of the Green Wilds, accompanied by her friends from the adventuring group, it's the Dragon Slayers, Ulf, Ur, Def, and Samum. I can't remember your names. You have too many. As soon as you're with, like, sort of, you can see the queen. You can see that she's giving you quite the look, something like that.
That's staring at me?
Yes. You approach her, you courtesy, and
I was sent here by the Oracle of the Green Wilds.
Megan?
Is it Anna? Do I recognize her as Anna?
No,
Okay.
not at all. But she's like, Megan, it's me, Anna.
I just stares like.
Well, someone has gotten the good end of this bargain.
Thank you. Quite like the dresses. We, yes. Welcome to my court, great envoy of the Oracle. I'm exalted to be in your presence. As I'm sure you're aware, my mother has been missing for quite so many years, and I request official help from the Oracle in helping me find her. We can speak later about stuff.
Theatrically whispering.
Yes. My servants will arrange for a more private meeting. For now, I invite you to partake in what the kingdom has to, and what this palace has to offer. Food, drink, and lodgings. May it be known across the city and the kingdom that Mira of the Green Wilds is an official friend and guest of Queendom of Hazurium.
And everyone else goes like, who is she talking to? That strange-looking girl?
People are a bit shocked. Then you're basically sort of thanked, and you can, step away from the queen, make room for the next people. And yeah.
Well, that was a bit weird.
Once we're further away and we're out of earshot of people's like, is everyone from Earth?
I don't know how big the population of this whole world is.
Who was that?
Anna is my friend from CERN. We went to school together.
Oh, okay. So,
Oh.
yeah, she got the cushy job.
So I guess we do take over someone's life. I'm not sure what to feel about that.
Well, you were a smelly peasant, so perhaps it's for the better.